crazy psycho! Psycho mobs! Psycho mobs! You all are mobs! Get out!
Det är ju värst för dem som inte vill ransaka sig själva vad de har pysslat med nu. De som går all in och double downar, eller vad säger man, dubblar ner extra mycket. Då hamnar man i de här stadierna som, ja, en del skulle väl kalla det för spritt språngande.
On Twitter, by Out Magazine, in the caption, it says, "This increase in LGBTQ plus support for Trump is frightening to see." See, it's much like some of the other marginalized, I hate that term, but I'm going to use it. The reason why they find that so confusing is because they have to try to paint him as what they have done Republicans in the past. He's racist. He's homophobic. He's transphobic. He's all of these phobics and phobias, right? So it's utterly confusing that the idea that people among that community said, not going to support Joe Biden. Not going to support Joe Biden. Not going to do it. Right? And I don't think anybody, no matter where you're at, what race you are, anything, I'm not going to say that your vote, or rather your, how can I put this? I would never say that your authenticity is based or predicated upon how you vote, right? I would never make such a suggestion, though. So many people, particularly among the left, do that, right? If you're black, you can't support this person. If you're white, or not, rather, if you're gay, you need to support this person over that person. But the reason why they don't like that is because, again, it gives them a narrative that they can't. They'll still try to use it. You've seen them use it, right? You see them still go like, oh, well, he's a racist, he's a homophobic, he's all that, he gains all of these grounds, because a lot of people are starting to see through this, and that you're seeing Latino voters, you're seeing black voters, you're seeing. If that trend continues, that may run into it. They may run into an issue there, and I don't think the rhetoric is as effective as it's always been. In that, okay, you are among this minority community, and therefore you are expected, and you should be expected, to vote in this particular way. That's not necessarily anything that's worked for them in the past, but you're seeing with Trump, he kind of put a dent in it. No matter how you feel about him. If that trend speaks to anything, it speaks to that a lot of people are going less based off of the rhetoric that's been fed to them in the previous generations for a while now. But it does show how people that generally are among even that community, there's an expectation there. And that's why they can say that they're frightened at the event or in the idea that someone could be among their particular community and does not vote the way that they expect or anticipate them rather to vote, purely because of their sexuality in this regard, which is utterly insane. To tie again that to your sexuality or race or gender or whatever it is to me one of the most boneheaded things. But it does show how that particular side views you. It's never been about you being an individual. And this is why I would say that they are so dangerous. They always seem to be at every turn undermining the individual, in which they don't see you as a person. They see you as a statistic, and be based on your particular makeup. You are required, or rather you should feel obligated to support this person or that person, this cause or that cause. And if you don't, it freaks them out because, well, what else do they, like, how could you do that? You're a gay person. How could you possibly not support Joe Biden? How could you not do that? So through their own heads, they're going through this sort of crisis. And this is why they say that it's frightening of all terms to use. They're scared at the idea that someone does not vote like they expect them to vote and are among their community, whether it be racial makeup, sexuality makeup, and that's a problem. And I would hope, and unfortunately I know it does, but I hope that people start to continue to wake up. And I'm not telling you go to vote for Republicans. I never tell you to do that stupid shit. What I'm telling you is don't allow these people to guilt trip you into supporting someone that you know is problematic, the term that they like to use. It's not worth it. It's not. So be an individual and don't feel like, oh, well, I'm this kind of person. I got to support these folks. No, you don't.
Men det är mycket riktigt så som Eric July säger här, att kollektivister, hårdkollektivister, de är farliga eftersom de drar människor över en kam. Individualismen, så här. För att ett samhälle ska må bra så behövs det fria individer, för då blir det ett friskt kollektiv. Man kan inte göra tvärtom, att ha ett kollektiv och sen så får individerna lida för att det stora hela myrstacken ska må bra. För då är det där Sovjet, Mao, Pol Pot-världen liksom. Men det är socialism. Den röda vägen. Den är galen liksom. Jag vet inte hur jag ska säga det på något annat sätt. Tycker jag. I alla fall. Men jag tror att det är flera som kan skriva under på det. Men här är ganska bra exempel på. Här är bra exempel bara sådär. Check it out.
So I'm walking down the sidewalk, and of course I parked on the VLM side totally by accident. I wasn't trying to get into anything, swear. Would have walked right over to the Trump side, except I see this the most patriotic woman you've ever seen. This Iranian immigrant dressed in all Trump, make America great again hat, Trump shirt, some like patriotic shoes, and she's holding a big Trump flag, and she's walking right into the BLM mob. Actually, they're walking towards her. She's walking into them, and so I'm kind of getting nervous. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave a fellow Trumper behind to get assaulted by extra large BLM supporters. So I walk up, and this happens.
How much I love you! You want crazy psycho! Psycho mobs! Psycho mobs! You all are mobs! Get out! We don't need you in this country!
Excuse me, besides the demonic, deranged behavior from the spoiled brat blonde American who'd rather pretend she lives in an oppressive country so she can feel good to be a social justice warrior than appreciate how good of a country she lives in, I want you to notice two things. She's screaming at an Iranian immigrant who fleed away from Iran to come to America, a new country, make a new life for herself, the land of opportunity, and doesn't want to turn her new country of America into her old country, a hellhole that you can't be free in. She's screaming at an Iranian immigrant. She's screaming at me, a black person, about black lives, about oppression against people of color. Lady, you're blonde. We're people of color. We're black, and we're saying we love our country. Before I can even blink, I mean, it happened so fast. Like, suddenly, Iranian immigrant is gone. I'm like, don't even know what happens. I'm being surrounded by BLM supporters and paparazzi who are taking pictures of me. And there's this dinosaur hippopotamus blue-haired white liberal, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know I always tweet, and I always tweet this kind of to be funny, kind of because like at feminism marches, it's always like a blue-haired woman screaming about her reproductive rights. But I always say it's always a blue-haired white liberal. Well, who's the person literally standing right in front of me with her stinky breath? I can smell through her mask, quite stinky. But an extra large and in charge, blue-haired white liberal. She's screaming at me, I'm a Nazi, I'm this and that, and I'm telling her, oh, I'm not going to accept your demonic behavior. Let me show you the video.
Tell me my life matters. I know my life matters, lady. You're a white supremacist. You are the white supremacist. I'm black. You will not tell me. Any white supremacist. I'm black. You will not tell me. You can be fucking racist.
Whoa, no. You're not going to tell me I'm oppressed in my country, blue-haired lady. You're not going to tell me crap. So I'm standing up to her, and then I suddenly start saying she needs to get her blue hair done.
Get your hair done. Get your hair done. Get your hair done, honey. Get your blue hair done, sweet.
During all this commotion, they're calling me every single racial slur you can think of. No, not just every racial slur. Every slur in the book you can think of. House and coon, blah, 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 effing this, effing that. But it's okay, I called them fat.
On Biggie's phone, you could use a treadmill. You could use a treadmill. You start running. Jumping jacks. Jumping jacks. You're kind of big. You're kind of big. You're kind of big. Yeah, you can lose some weight, boo-boo. You're kind of big.
Thank you, President Trump. And you guys gotta learn how to spell.
In the perfect world where I was Jesus and I was the perfect Christian, I could have turned the other cheek. But when I have 50 psychopathic terrorists in front of me, screaming at me and calling me racial slurs, yeah, I might call you fat. But you know what? In my opinion, I did them a favor. COVID's affecting bigger people more than it is anyone else. Don't even come for me. If the number one thing you're concerned of is me fat shaming and me doing this and that, get yourself under control. I had tons of people coming at me. I had to defend myself. Lose some weight, treadmill.
How's it going, Christian? What's going on? That was pretty amazing over there.
It's always a blue-haired, ugly, fat, white liberal telling me I'm the racist. It's disgusting.
It's just so cool about these get-togethers, especially in a Democrat state, besides when terrorists show up. 90% of the people that drive by these pro-America rallies are pro-Trump, pro-America. They're rolling down their windows or saying, go Trump, or giving us a thumbs up, or honking in support. It's only 10% that are mentally deranged.
USA! 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 USA!
I think that says a lot about the silent majority. Oh, love this. Oh, look, I'm almost already done. I think the takeaways from this videos are: 1, Americans, stand up. Did you see the people who were protesting on the other side of the pro-America side? They were deranged looking. They're not normal. It's easy to stand up to these people because they're not even mentally well. Number 2 is the behavior we've been accepting from the BLM crowd needs to stop. Stop accepting it and call it out. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll keep you updated on everything going on in Washington, D.C. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My @name is @ChristianWalker. The Ian Walker is a number 1. And I'll see you next week. Bye.